So I still listen to XXXTentacion pretty much on a daily basis. Even though it's been 2 years, over 2 years now, since his passing, I still listen to him pretty much on a daily basis. I still love just sitting down and just vibing to the music that he released. Not only the music that he's released, that was released when he was alive, but also the music that was released after his passing. I still sit down and I can straight up just jam out to it. And you may be questioning, why would you still, sit down and listen to his music, even though he ain't going to be able to put out, new music because of, him passing away there 2 years ago. And it's just, he has such a wide variety of music that you can just sit down and listen to. And it's something that kind of inspires me to just sit down and listen to his music. Just lay down in bed or whatever with my headphones in and just listen to his music. Or listen to it while I'm playing, video games or whatever. It's just something that I guess I enjoy doing. And just me mentioning that, even me just bringing that up actually, sets this video up for something much bigger. And I was actually, I guess, inspired to make this video just simply because of a conversation that I had with a couple of people there a few days ago. That conversation being with a buddy of mine and his sister. And we were, just sitting around, listening to music or whatever. And Juice WRLD, the rapper, gets brought up into the whole conversation. And my buddy's sister actually looks at me and she's like, yeah, did you actually know that he cried whenever Juice WRLD passed away? And I was like, oh, no, I didn't know that. I didn't really know how to respond. And I just looked at him. I was like, really, man? And he was like, yeah, I bawled my eyes out whenever I heard of his passing. I didn't really know how to respond to the whole situation. But it just kind of makes me look back to pretty much, it's pretty much the same situation that I had whenever I heard of, X's passing, right? When I heard of his passing back in June of 2018, I remember just like laying down in my bed late that night and just bawling my eyes out. I straight up did. I won't lie about it. I bawled my eyes out. And it still shocks me to this day to think that you could mourn over somebody's death even though you don't know that person. And it's like, I feel like it's something we have like a connection with some of these artists, whether it be rappers or whether it be just, a musician in general. We all have like a connection with one specific artist. If you listen to music on a daily basis, there's always that one artist that you can go back to. Even if you've been listening to them for 10 years, you can still go back to and vibe to their music and listen to their music and still enjoy it and get that same, get this at least a similar thrill to what you got when you originally you first started listening to that person. That's something that is similar to me with X when I got into his music there about over 3 years ago at this point, and I still get that same thrill listening to his music now than I did back then. I like practically almost all of his stuff. I don't like all of his music. There is a few select songs that he has made that I'm not a big fan of, but the majority of his music I truly love. And this doesn't also apply to X for me personally. This actually applies to another artist, which I'm pretty sure you all know who Eminem is, but it also applies to Eminem. I can still, even after listening to Eminem for over a decade, I can still go back and I can still listen to his music on a daily basis and still enjoy it and still get like this crazy thrill from listening to his music. It's wild to say that, even though I've been listening to a lot of his music for over a decade now, going back looking at Relapse, Encore, Slim Shady LP, Marshall Mathers LP. I can still go back and listen to all of his music, both new and old music, and still get like this the same thrill, or at least a similar thrill to that of which I got when I, first started getting into listening to Eminem. And that same thing applies to, X. And it's just, kind of crazy that even though I've listened to their music for years, I can still go back and listen to it and still get like this same thrill as I did when I, first listened to it. It's crazy to think that. It's like we all have that an emotional connection to that artist, that we can go back and we can still enjoy their stuff and enjoy their music for years to come. And along with that emotional connection, it's like if we hear something negative happen to that person, happen to that artist, rapper, musician, whatever the case may be, it's like we actually feel sadness. We feel, we feel pain. It's like, for instance, whenever X passed away, I remember whenever he passed away and I heard about it, like, I got hit with like this intense amount of sadness. Like, it was just crazy. And it's crazy to think, even till now, that I was so upset over somebody's death, over a guy's death that I don't even personally know. He's just an artist I would listen to on a daily basis, and I still listen to him on a daily basis. It's just crazy to think that. And, going off of that, connection that I keep talking about, keep bringing up, it's like, I believe everybody has at least that one artist. There's at least one artist that everybody has, and if you haven't found that artist yet, I believe one day you will, if you continue searching for new kinds of music to listen to, that we all have, an artist that we can go back and listen to after years upon years of listening to them. And you can go back and listen to them to literally, like, you'll be listening to them to the day that you die, and you'll still be loving all of their music, or at least most of their music, I should say. And going back to the whole connection with the artist, it's just something that's crazy to think about, you know what I mean? Like, it's just something wild to think about, that we have like a connection with a person, even though we don't, physically know that person, even though we've never physically met that person or actually spoke to them. It's like we feel like we actually know that person, you know what I mean? And it's just something to think about. Like, it's something that's been on my mind for the past few days after having that whole conversation with a buddy of mine and his sister, and how Juice WRLD got brought up, and how all of that stuff. It's just something to think about. Like, if you think that you found that sort of artist that you have like this emotional connection to, then please, drop their name down in the comment section below, that you believe that you'll be listening to them for years to come. Because the conversation with a buddy of mine, the buddy of mine that I keep bringing up, literally the only thing that this man listens to is Juice WRLD. And it's just like, Jesus, man. Like, he listens to more Juice WRLD on a daily basis than I probably listen to music on a daily basis. That just goes to show, and I listen to a lot of music on a daily basis. I'll just go ahead and get that out of the way. So, it's just something to think about. Like, if you have an artist like that you believe that you'll be jamming out to for years to come, and you still will probably never get sick and tired of their music, drop their name down in the comment section below. I'm quite interested to see what people have to say. Anyways, though, guys, if you guys did in fact enjoy, please smash like. It would be super greatly appreciated. But that's all I could truly ask of you guys. Thank you all for tuning in. Love you all. Stay beautiful. Do not go ugly on me. I'll see you all in the next one.